Okay, good afternoon, class, and welcome back. So we're going to look at the homework for week 21. We're just back after midterm, and it's Wednesday night's homework. Okay, and I think we want to get back up here to start. So let's do our reading. Is this the one I did in class today? It is. This is the one I did in class today. So, you're okay with that one? So let's just tuck this in a little bit out of the way. That's not going to help. Let's drag the picture out a bit. And let's carefully read and mark any information of interest. Oh, I just noticed that I'm going to have to, see the way the ruler is messing around with the picture. So I'm going to right click on the picture and I'm going to set it as a background. That should stop it moving around while I'm moving the ruler. So Frances has the following payment option on her phone. For €65 per month, she has unlimited calls to numbers within Ireland and 300 free text messages. Okay, so we'll start off with formula saying her cost equals 65 is the constant charge. And we'll be looking at excess from these things. Well, there'll be no charge for her calls because it's unlimited. And 300 free text messages. All calls to destinations outside of Ireland are charged at 45 cents. So now let's just develop this with plus 45. Now we need to acknowledge the units. So what we'll do is we'll do the whole thing in cents by adding 2 zeros here. Okay, in a question in class today, I multiplied across by 100 in order to clear a fraction, but I think this is a better way of doing it. So we're going to call €65 6,500 cents, and we're doing it in terms of cents. So now it's going to be 45 all sales to destinations outside Ireland. So international call. So I'll call it I for international, and I've introduced a variable, and it's in minutes. Last month, Frances made an overseas call lasting 20 minutes. Now, per minute, right? It's important that we look at the units really carefully. Per minute. She did not exceed her quota for text messages. How much did her overseas charge cost? That's asking you to find out this first. So it cost her 45 times 20 in cents. Okay, 2 45s is 90. And then add a 0. Okay, that is in cents, so it cost her €9. Next, so we just put the €9 here. How much was her bill before VAT was added? So then we're looking at 65 and 9. Which is equal to €74. And then we add VAT at 121%. So 121% at 20%, 21% plus 100. So you do this calculation. I'm building the habit of using the percentage button because when things become a little bit decontextualized because they use very large percentages or very small percentages, that'll be really handy. Okay, so it cost her $89.54. one more set of questions here in this section. So they group together all their research information, and we're going to take a particular scenario and calculate for both A and B. If both make calls for 120 minutes, that'll be excess 20 minutes for both of them, and send 150 texts. So the excess here will be 50, and the excess here will be 65. Which is the better network to join? Okay, so let's talk about the cost of A. Cost in A equals standing charge of 20, 50 by text message cost, I need to there it is there. Took me a while. See, so 10 cents per text. Now this is where you got to decide, are we going to stay in euro, in text, in cents, which I am, because I think I prefer to use the bigger unit and not use decimals. You might differ, that's okay. Now she had free minutes 100. Both made 120, but so both had excess of 20. So have I 20 times 15? I take that up here. 2 15s is 30, 300. Okay. Okay, that's equal to 2,800 cents, which is equal to 28 euro. Now for the second, I'll get rid of the ruler, it's in my way. I'll get rid of it altogether. Can I? By clicking it. Okay, the cost for network B equals 1,500 cents, plus we have 65 excess on 12, plus we have 20 excess on 25. Now you can plug all that into your calculator. A lot of homework last night, wasn't it? But I'm here in the trenches with you. Now that's in cents. So 27.80 is the cost of network B in euro. Okay, so this is cheaper. So go with B. Go with network B. At the end of the day, that's the answer. Go with network B. Network B is cheaper. Okay. It's just a bit tedious. You need to be a little bit managed. Manage yourself and keeping an eye on the data. Okay. Now we're moving on into the 4 questions. I reduced it to 4. I was being a bit mean otherwise. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Don't know what that is, and we'll start again on this question. I think that was me giving you a hint during class, wasn't it? So product costs 13,250. Find the percentage profit if a company sells the product. Okay, so always put the big one on top. 15,900 over 13,250. Okay. Times 100. Now there is a trick. If you want to make the answer 100 times bigger, you can make the denominator, the bottom, 100 times smaller. You could do this. But I won't do that until the end. I'll start off. I want to write that a little bit more clearly. Okay, so so fraction bar, and we're going to go with 15,900 over 13,250. Now if we're going that down road, let me rethink, let me make that better. If we're going without any fancy tricks, and maybe I think fancy tricks could be a bit dangerous here, then you want to do that, okay? You want to times 100 up top, and then come down here, and 132.50. That's safer, that's the way we're going to proceed in future. Now, even though that's equal to 120%, 20% is not the answer. You then subtract, so the rate is equal to the selling to buy ratio minus 100. Okay, so basically it's a 20% rate. Now we get better and better at them as we do more. Jack imports jerseys for €10 per jersey. He sells each jersey for 12.50%. We'll do this as a ratio. What is his selling price? Okay, so let's put the high price, which we don't know, over the buying price, which is 10, over the high percentage, which we know, 112.5, over the low percentage, which we know because it's 100%. Okay. So this is a pure ratio of money. This is a ratio of percent. Remember, ratios cancel out to pure numbers. So the answer is 10. I need to clear that. 10 by, look, forgot my fraction bar again, even though in this case I'd get away with it because there's no pluses in there. You want to get that fraction bar pressed as often as you can. There's no reason to wait. So he's selling them for $11.25. Now I'm rushing just to get this done. Let's see, did we get 11.25 there in the answers? Yeah. Next up. Now the hardest part is actually just writing down the four numbers with the X's somewhere. So just be open-minded and get started, and even if you have to rearrange your model, don't be afraid to do that. So even there, I'll just write down treble 1, 6. I don't know where it's going to be, but I'll build everything else around it. By selling a TV to a store for 100 blah blah blah, a retail makes a profit of 24%. Well, that's 124%. Okay. How much did the store pay for the TV? Well, there's an implied number here of 100%. There's the unknown value. How much did they pay to the store? Let's write S for store. Okay, that by that over this. $1,116 multiplied by 100 all over. You notice in our calculator we don't care about putting in big numbers and anything because the calculator makes light work of that. So €900 the answer. There it is there. During a sale, the price is reduced to this. What percentage profit is made then? Well, they bought it for 900. So then we're going to go 1035 over 900, and we'll take 100 away from the answer. Which, by the way, we could do it right there. $10.35 You get faster and faster at these as you practice. 1035 as you gain your confidence. Over 900. Hold on a minute, that doesn't have percentage in it. So in fact, if I hit equals there now, I'm going to get this 1.15. Well, that's 15% as opposed to 24%, but you kind of want to avoid having that limitation. So I need to do times 100 minus 100 or minus 1 times 100%. Now that's long-winded, but I think it's good practice for you because it's a challenge on your calculator. So start with your simple unreduced fraction. No, I need a bracket. Take away 1, multiply by 100, and that'll be your percentage. Whoops. I forgot to multiply by 100. I forgot to use a multiplication symbol. You go again, and you have to have resilience in this game, which I hope I'm demonstrating, because I'll tell you the truth, I'm a bit tired now. That's challenge. That makes it harder, and I have to be more careful. And I have to persevere. And I know how emotions can get in the way. You can feel sorry for yourself and everything. And do take a break if you're tired of it. Don't keep going, because then you might stop liking maths. And it's more important that you're fresh, you know, and able to do it well. So if you're tired, don't do maths. 15%. Okay? So I built 100 into the answer there. Well, I'm breaking my own rule here because I am a little bit tired, but still, I should be able for this. And I've only one question to go and I'll finish my homework. Second year student wants to buy a new app for her mobile phone. She decides to sell her maths book for €10 at a loss of 60%. So the €10 in money represents 40% of the value. How much did the original book cost? It cost X amount. And what's that represent? 100%. There's your proportion. X is equal to that by that over that. Okay. So because I'm tired, I'm particularly going to use my calculator here. No heroics. So 10. Okay, 1,000 over 40. I'll do that. 1,000 over 40. No, I won't, because you mightn't follow it. 10 down to 100 on a diagonal. Okay, over 40. And think, what am I talking about here? I'm talking about it cost 25 and she sold for 10, making a loss. Are the answers? Yeah. So we had a 15% on 8 and a €25 on 9. 15% on 8, €25 on 9. Okay, I'll stop the video, put it up on YouTube.